Hello fellow pilgrims, I just wanted to share with you guys this week my wonderful new printable resources that are available exclusively to my Patreon channel. So I wanted to show you this week's portal journey and the entire collection for this week. So we start off on a Sunday with the portal animal guide of the week, which this week was the giraffe, that offered us the medicine of a higher view, vision, perspective and humility. And this has been quite a beautiful journey thus far. So I just wanted to share with you guys. Every day has its own page. It offers you opportunities to just add some information relevant to you for that week or day. I've got your affirmation, a reflection that you can reflect on, and maybe, what have you noticed today on your own personal journey, whether you are on this pilgrimage with us just virtually, or whether you are really observing what is happening in your life and on your path every day. It gives you an opportunity to notice any encounters that you've had and just to derive some meaning from this beautiful encounter with Mother Nature around us. There's even a little bit of space for sketch and color. I have actually upgraded our portal field journey pages. I've actually increased the space for the coloring. I've removed this bottom part. It's all about refinement and just finding out what is working and what needs refinement. So this was day one at Camp Satara. Now Satara is a rest camp in the Kruger National Park here in South Africa. And it's just absolutely beautiful because this is where we will find the savannas and the particular animal guide of the week, which in this case was the giraffe. So on day 2 we continue with our journey, and here is day 3 as the giraffe is beginning to guide us towards the waterhole and the biggest lesson of the week. And here is day 4. We're starting to notice we are on our way to the beautiful river. And here is day 5, and we have arrived at the waterhole. And I think this was one of the most beautiful lessons that the giraffe has offered us this week. And that is a lesson in humility. Because the giraffe is so tall and it's always living, in the treetops, when it has to drink, it really has to become very vulnerable in spreading its legs and bringing its neck down low to drink water. So for me, metaphorically, this was a very good sort of metaphor to look at and say, when you are high in the sky and amongst the treetops, it is very easy for wisdom to become arrogance. And this drinking moment, really the giraffe taught us all about humility. And when that information and sort of guidance and insight becomes hard knowledge, then that is exactly where humility helps us to integrate that as wisdom in our lives and not just as head knowledge, which sometimes can come across as arrogance. So I decided to show you guys another way that you can use these field journal moments. So let me just go ahead and create some space here for my watercolor pencils. I thought today I would show you guys how I'm gonna just color in this page using my Aquarelle watercolor pencils. And like I said so many times before, you can literally use any medium. You can even have the printers print this out for you on canvas if you want to paint in acrylics or oil. You can even just zoom in on the sketch and just print the actual artwork out on a canvas for you. Then the line work is done for you, and all that is left for you to do is to simply become present and enjoy the moment of just making this your own artwork. So just spend a few minutes with me as I color in this page and just become mindfully present and just absorb the beautiful insight and guidance that we received this week during the portal journey. So today is Friday here in my world, and normally Fridays is sort of the celebrated Share Your Art Friday on my beautiful Facebook group, which is entitled the Beautiful Heart Pilgrimage. And even on my Patreon channel, we like to share our creativity and what sort of creativity sort of unfolded through our hands, perfectly or imperfectly. It is never about perfection. It is, however, about, just participation and just finding a little bit of a quiet moment in your life where you will allow your own creative nature to emerge and to become part of your journey. So because the line work is done for you already, you can really just color in. I mean, how easier than this, I can honestly not make it for you guys. I know that sometimes drawing is not everyone's thing, drawing and sketching can take a lot of time, and maybe that's your strength, but it's not everybody's strength, because I think we can be so critical of ourselves when we create art, and I want to just take away the stress and the headache of creating beautiful line work and something that would make sense, because we do want to create beauty. And I think when we aren't trained to draw and sketch with perspective, especially a complex landscape scene like this, it can become a little bit daunting, and I think that can keep a lot of people back, because what if it doesn't work out? What if we make a mess of it? And so on and so forth. So I really was inspired by the Giraffe this week to begin to create these beautiful portal journal pages for you guys that you can simply download and then print on paper, watercolor paper, canvas. Really, your application for this is endless, and you can spend as little or as much time on every journal page as you see fit and as you have time for. So again, no expectations, no demands, only opportunity. And I want to encourage you guys to maybe give it a try and see how that can impact your life, because we all know the benefits of creating art, right? It's good for your blood pressure, it's good for your health, it's good for your mental well-being. And if you need a moment to just breathe and escape the busyness of life and the demands that life is making on you, then this is perhaps the most zen thing that you can do for yourself today, is to have one of these pages and just download it and just play with a simple coloring pencil, crayons, oil pastel, whatever medium you have available, please. This is the whole idea. So I'm just enjoying this moment of almost childlike, innocent, playful coloring. And within a minute or two, what happens is you switch from your analytical left brain and you begin to switch over to your creative right brain, and you begin to see more and more opportunity as you begin to add color to the page and just bring it to life. So I want to encourage you to give it a try. And then at the end, the only sort of feedback that I want from you guys is take a photograph of your version of your portal journey page and share it with me. I really think that on a Friday, a return to our community and sharing the wisdom that you've gained, the insight that you've gained through the week, that is a way of giving back. That is a way of honoring, the energy and the time and effort that I've put into creating these pages for you guys. And also a way of honoring your own energy, and also a way of honoring Mother Nature for giving us these beautiful, environments that we learn so much from. And every environment is a reflection of our inner landscape as well. So why not celebrate it and give expression to these beautiful landscapes that we have a privilege of being part of. And I think as city dwellers, we can so easily become disconnected from Mother Nature. And I think that is one thing that we need more of in our lives, is a little bit of nature. Because nature reminds us that things happen in concert with each other. And I think as humans, we can sometimes, think that we are an island. We can think that our experience of our life is unique to us. And I think one of the most liberating things to discover in your life, especially if you are troubled by something or you have difficulty processing perhaps a threshold in your life. And we all know what those threshold moments can be. Maybe you are grieving, the end of a relationship. You are grieving, an end of a period in your life, perhaps an old job or whatever the case may be. A friendship has left your life. So many things happen to us on a daily basis. And we need space to process those life moments, whatever they may be. And I like to call them thresholds, because we are stepping through from where we were into where we are going. And sometimes those moments are accompanied by grief or stress. And we need clarity about where we are going. We have outgrown a particular way of thinking, of doing and of being, but we haven't yet formed, a very clear picture of where we are headed. And just like this artwork, started off as, just black and white line drawing with lots of details in it, by adding color to the landscape, suddenly we gain a higher perspective and we start to see things a little bit differently. And with that clarity comes possibility. And I think that is why, a simple creative practice offers us the opportunity to just see things from a higher perspective and from a different kind of viewpoint, right? Isn't that exciting that a simple thing like this can have such a profound medicine in our lives and give us the opportunity to look twice, maybe notice something that we've missed before and that has been screaming for our attention. So I really am very hopeful and excited about what these field journal pages are going to offer my audience and my supporters. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your love, for your support, for your shout outs, and for just your presence in my personal life. Because as your guide, I put myself through all of the paces first, and I regularly say, I don't put out anything out there that I haven't tried myself and I haven't experienced myself, or it's not something that I'm dealing with personally. So I really want to encourage you to give it a go and see where this is taking us. Awesome. So I'm just going to spend a few minutes here and allow myself to get into that right brain moment where I don't have to think about what I'm saying and what everything means, and just be with this page for a minute and just enjoy the color that I'm adding to this page. And I'll see you guys at the end of this video.